Hello everyone, welcome to my channel B&B CBS Gossip 24. Steffy sends Taylor to open MIC night, Carter put to the test. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Tuesday, November 11th, reveal that Steffy Forrester Finnegan Walton gets put to the test. For starters, Carter will hope to move his romance with Daphne Rose along, but she'll continue to drag her feet a bit. Daphne obviously has strong feelings for Carter, but she doesn't want to be his rebound or fall too hard if she can't trust him. That's why Daphne's being cautious and forcing Carter to prove he can be the guy she needs. Daphne will remind Carter of that challenge on Tuesday's B&B episode, so he'll acknowledge that he's being put to the test. With a little time and effort, Carter should be able to give Daphne the proof she's looking for. It's just a matter of showing some patience and perhaps pulling off some grand gestures to let Daphne know he's all in. While Carter works on that plan, the bold and the beautiful spoilers say Deke Sharp, Harrison Cohn, will wonder if Taylor told the whole story. It's possible the show used the wrong name for that spoiler if they meant Remy Price. Remy is indeed holding something back from Deke since he's been visiting Luna Nozawa and continuing their friendship without Deke's knowledge. Of course, there's also a chance Deke really will be suspicious of Taylor and what she's holding back instead. Perhaps Deke will put some clues together and start figuring out that Taylor's feelings go beyond professional ones for Deacon Sharp, Sean Kanan. As for Steffy, she'll speak up on Taylor's behalf in Tuesday's show and make sure she accepts an open MIC night invitation. Steffy may think it'd be good for Taylor to stop focusing on work for a while and have some fun. Steffy handles Taylor's huge heart risk, tells Mom what to do. The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint that Steffy Forrester Finnegan may have a 5-word response to Taylor Hayes' huge heart risk. Steffy may get updates on who Taylor's really into and spell out what her mom must do. B&B fans know Steffy has already been fishing to find out if there might be a new man in Taylor's life. Taylor hasn't said anything about her growing feelings for Deacon Sharp, which is understandable considering they're inappropriate at this point. Deacon has been Taylor's patient and also happens to be married to Sheila Sharp, so Taylor's trying to fight the deep bond that's forming. However, resistance may be futile since it certainly seems like the show wants to explore Taylor and Deacon as a potential couple. Taylor won't be able to hide how she truly feels about Deacon forever, so what happens when Steffy finds out the truth? Steffy will have a mull over the whole situation and decide whether she thinks Deacon could be a good match. Part of Steffy might have concerns about Taylor dipping into Brooke Logan Forrester's reject pile, especially considering his past mistakes and previous taste in women. Steffy might also worry that Deacon is just trying to cope after fully realizing Sheila's flaws. It may feel like Deacon is on the rebound and has latched into the first normal, kind woman he could find. That said, Steffy could admit Deacon would be trading up as far as she's concerned. If Taylor does end up pursuing this new romantic route, Steffy might relent on offering her support. Steffy wants Taylor to be happy above all else and may be okay with her dating Deacon if he can fill the void in her heart. Nevertheless, there's one thing Steffy will surely want Taylor to remember if she's going to get together with Deacon. That brings us to the 5-word response that Steffy might deliver: watch your back with Sheila. Taylor seems poised to go from the hero who saved Sheila's marriage, at least in Sheila's mind, to the other woman who put the final nail in her relationship's coffin. Steffy may warn Taylor that being with Deacon means accepting that she's got a target on her back. Both Taylor and Steffy know exactly what Sheila is capable of, so Taylor would be wise to be careful. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Sheila may spin out if Taylor and Deacon end up together, so don't miss any scary news that might result. Steffy Forrester enters, casual but watchful, balancing her phone and a stack of Forrester folders. Steffy. You didn't sleep again, did you? Taylor. It's hard to turn off the mind when it keeps replaying every wrong turn. Steffy. Mom, you helped Luna, you helped me, you even helped Deacon face Sheila's chaos. You don't need fixing, you just need breathing. Taylor forces a faint smile. Taylor. That sounds suspiciously like something I'd tell one of my patients. Steffy. Then take your own advice. She drops a flyer in front of Taylor. Malibu Voices, open MIC night. Steffy. You're going. Taylor. To an open MIC? Steffy. I'm a psychiatrist, not a lounge act. Steffy. You're also a poet. You write in your journals all the time. It's therapy for you, and maybe tonight, it can be healing for someone else too. Taylor studies her daughter, emotion flickering beneath her composure. Taylor. You sound like your father. Steffy. Then you know I'm right. Carter Walton sits across from Rich Forrester in the conference room, tension humming between them. Rich. We've got a problem. The new client proposal from Spencer Publications, it's good. Too good. Almost like they knew our internal numbers. Carter frowns. Carter. You think someone leaked financials? Rich. I think someone shared them, maybe unintentionally. And I need to know where you stand if this turns into a conflict. Carter stiffens. Carter. You mean if Katie's involved? Rich doesn't answer, the silence says it all. Carter. You're asking me to choose between loyalty to this company and the woman I love. Rich. I'm asking you to protect what's right. No matter who it hurts. Carter looks away, jaw tight. Carter. You sound just like your father. Rich. Then maybe that's not a bad thing. The line lands heavy. Both men look uneasy with it. Camera sweeps across waves crashing softly against the shore. Taylor walks alone, holding a small notepad. Her voice plays in VO, whispering from the pages. Taylor. They say healing comes in layers. Grief, regret, forgiveness. But what if forgiveness is the hardest part, not for others, but for yourself? She stops, watching the sun dance on the water, eyes full of reflection. Finn approaches, smiling gently. Finn. Steffy said you might be down here. You're really doing the open MIC thing. Taylor. Apparently. She's got this idea that vulnerability looks good under stage lights. Finn. She's not wrong. Every time you've shared your truth, you've helped people, even when you didn't mean to. Taylor looks at him warmly. Taylor. You sound like her, too. You two really are the best parts of me. Katie paces the office as Carter enters. She's mid-call, voice sharp but poised. Katie. No, we can't use those numbers, they're confidential. Pull the draft proposal, now. She hangs up, sighs, and looks at Carter. Katie. Before you ask, no, I didn't leak anything. Someone on Bill's finance team probably recycled data from an old contract. Carter exhales relief, then tension returns. Carter. Rich wants me to confirm it wasn't you. He's worried about cross-company exposure. Katie crosses her arms, eyes narrowing. Katie. He doesn't trust me. Carter. He doesn't trust anyone who's ever worked with Bill. Katie. And what about you? Do you? A beat. Carter looks away. Carter. I trust you with my heart. But my job's to protect the Forresters. Katie's expression softens, hurt but understanding. Katie. Then do what you have to. Just don't forget who I am in the process. She walks out, leaving Carter torn. Warm amber light, a small stage, quiet chatter. Acoustic guitar hums in the background. Steffy, Finn, Hope, and Rich sit at a corner table, watching Taylor nervously clutch her notebook backstage. Steffy. She's going to bolt. Watch. Rich. She won't. She's stronger than she thinks. Taylor steps onto the stage to light applause. She takes a shaky breath. Taylor. Hi, everyone. I'm not a performer. I'm a therapist. Which means I usually help other people talk, not myself. Soft laughter from the crowd. Taylor. But sometimes healing means breaking your own silence. She opens her notebook. Taylor. To the ones I've lost, and the ones I've found again. I built walls out of wisdom, and called them safety. I built silence out of sorrow, and called it strength. But the truth is, I was scared to be seen as human. Tonight, I lay that fear down. Her voice breaks slightly. The cafe goes still, even the barista stops moving. Camera pans over Steffi's teary eyes, Finn's pride, Rich's quiet remorse. Taylor closes her notebook slowly. Taylor. I'm learning that healing isn't about being fixed, it's about being brave enough to break again, this time in the open. Applause. Genuine, warm, cathartic. Taylor looks down, overwhelmed, but smiling. Taylor returns to the table. Steffi hugs her tightly. Steffi. You were amazing. You owned that stage. Taylor. I was terrified. Rich. That's what made it beautiful. Finn raises a glass. Finn. To vulnerability, The new Forrester fashion trend. Laughter breaks the tension. Taylor's eyes glimmer with gratitude. Rich reviews files. Carter enters, envelope in hand. Carter. Here's the report. It wasn't Katie, or Spencer. Someone from marketing uploaded archived figures to a shared server. It was internal. Rich looks up, impressed. Rich. You could have covered for her. But you didn't. Carter. You asked me to protect what's right. That includes her. Rich nods slowly. Rich. You've got integrity, Carter. Hold on to it, this place needs it. As Rich exits, Carter exhales, pulling out his phone. A text from Katie lights the screen. Thank you for believing in me, even when you couldn't say it. He smiles softly. Taylor stands alone on the deck, watching waves roll under moonlight. Steffy joins her, wrapping an arm around her mother's shoulders. Steffy. You did it. You really did it. Taylor. I didn't know I still had words left in me. Steffy. You've always had words. You just needed a night to let them breathe. They stand together in silence, the ocean whispering softly. Camera pans upward, the moonlight reflecting across the water like rippling silver threads. Taylor. Maybe healing isn't about closing chapters. Maybe it's about reading them out loud, so the pain finally hears itself and lets go. Rich strides in, jaw tight but proud. Steffi follows with coffee, half excited, half worried. Steffi. It's beautiful, Dad. People are calling her the heart of Forrester. Rich. And a few calling her unstable. PR's already flagged headlines asking if a Forrester consultant should be discussing mental health on stage. Steffi winces. Steffi. She was helping people, not doing press. Rich. Public doesn't care. They just see the name Forrester next to the word breakdown. Taylor sits wrapped in a blanket, phone buzzing non-stop with messages of love and curiosity. Finn brings her tea. Finn. You've inspired half of LA. You should be proud. Taylor. I wanted to speak from the heart, not start a movement. Finn, smiling. Sometimes honesty goes viral. She scrolls through comments, supportive, cruel, adoring, mocking. Taylor. And sometimes the world confuses confession with spectacle. Her eyes glisten, she switches the phone off. Rich, Carter, and Steffi hold a hastily called meeting. Rich. I need statements drafted by noon. Emphasize compassion, privacy, and that Taylor's not an employee, she's family. Carter. We can't deny her connection. She's consulted for our wellness program. The board will want distance. Steffi. No. We stand with her. She is Forrester. Rich rubs his temples. Rich. Carter, handle it. I trust your judgment. Bill and Katie watch the same clip on a monitor. Bill. Half the outlets are quoting her word for word. Emotional gold. Maybe Forrester should thank her. Katie. Or maybe leave her alone. She's human, not a headline. Bill chuckles. Bill. You always see the person before the profit. Don't ever change. She arches an eyebrow. Katie. Funny, that's what you said right before you did change. They shower a wry, knowing smile, chemistry simmering again. Rich. You've got half of LA quoting poetry and the other half questioning my leadership. Taylor. I didn't plan this. Rich. I know. But it affects us. Investors see vulnerability as liability. Taylor stands, trembling with both guilt and defiance. Taylor. You of all people should understand vulnerability. You paint it into every design you make. Rich softens, steps closer. Rich. I'm not angry. I'm scared, for you. Taylor. Then trust that I can handle being seen. For once, I'm not hiding behind degrees or family names. Rich nods, finally understanding. Journalists gather for an impromptu statement. Carter steps to the podium, Steffi and Rich behind him. Cameras flash. Reporter 1. Does Forrester Creations condone Dr. Hayes' public comments about mental health? Carter pauses, heartbeat underscore. Carter. Forrester Creations believes courage and creativity come from the same place, the human heart. Dr. Hayes spoke as a woman reclaiming hers. We stand with her. The room murmurs. Another reporter presses. Reporter 2. But isn't she a consultant here? Carter. She's part of our family. And family doesn't hide its truth. Steffy's eyes fill with tears. Ridge looks proud, moved despite himself. Carter sits alone, scrolling headlines. Forrester lawyer turns poet defender. His phone rings. It's Katie. Katie. I saw your statement. It was perfect. Carter. Board might disagree. Katie. Then they need better hearts. He chuckles softly, tension breaking. Carter. You always know what to say. Katie. So do you, Carter. You just said it to the whole world. The same stage, now filled with cameras. Taylor arrives quietly, stunned to find fans waiting with flowers and thank you cards. Young woman fan. Your poem saved me today. Tears fill Taylor's eyes, she hugs her. Camera pulls back to reveal Steffy watching from the doorway, smiling through emotion. Steffy. Looks like your words found a home. Taylor. Maybe they were meant to all along. Ridge finds Carter reviewing contracts. Ridge. You handled today perfectly. I owe you one. Carter. You don't owe me. Just, don't be afraid to let honesty lead once in a while. Ridge nods thoughtfully. Ridge. Taylor was right, vulnerability is strength. They share a quiet handshake, respect restored. Taylor walks along the shore, phone in hand. The screen glows. 1.2 million shares, 400,000 comments, trending #healing hour. She sets the phone down on the sand, lifts her face to the moon. Taylor. Once, I thought silence was safety. Now I know the world hears you clearer when you speak from the heart. The tide laps at the phone, screen dimming to black. Steffy. Mom's already gotten 3 invitations to speak. Psychology podcasts, morning talk shows, even a mental health charity wants her to host. Ridge smiles faintly. Ridge. She never wanted a spotlight. But maybe it finally found her for the right reason. Steffy crosses her arms, teasing. Steffy. And how do you feel about that spotlight being shared with your ex-wife? Ridge glances up, a flicker of surprise, then warmth. Ridge. I feel proud. Maybe even inspired. Steffy. Inspired or nostalgic? He smirks, avoiding the question. Taylor sits with a mug of coffee, scrolling through an email inbox overflowing with interview requests. Finn leans against the doorway. Finn. You could fill a year's calendar with all these invitations. Taylor, half laughing. That's exactly what scares me. I didn't mean to become a headline, I was just healing out loud. Finn. People connected to that. That's not something to hide from. Taylor looks out the window toward the ocean. Taylor. I've spent so much of my life being Ridge's muse or someone's therapist. I don't know how to just be me. Finn. Maybe it's time you found out who that is. Brooke Logan finds Carter Walton typing up a statement. The office hums with quiet tension. Brooke. I heard about yesterday's press conference. You handled it beautifully. Carter. Brooke. That's rare in this building, and I say that as a woman who's caused her share of drama. Carter chuckles, looking up. Carter. You're being too hard on yourself. Brooke. No, I'm being honest. You stood up for Taylor, and for the company, with grace. Ridge couldn't have done it better. A pause. Brooke studies him, that slow, subtle realization dawning. Brooke. You really believe in people, don't you? Carter. I have to. If I only saw mistakes, I'd never see second chances. Their eyes meet, quiet electricity, respectful but charged. Taylor sits in a corner booth, signing release forms for a charity segment. Ridge enters, holding flowers, modest, handpicked. Taylor. Ridge. Ridge. Before you say I'm late, I'm not. Just fashionably thoughtful. She smiles despite herself. Taylor. You didn't have to come. Ridge. Didn't want you facing all this alone. He gestures toward the cafe's new poster, an evening with Dr. Taylor Hayes, healing through words. Ridge. You've become the voice of compassion. Not bad for a woman who once swore she hated public speaking. Taylor. Miracles happen. They sit. The air between them shifts, comfortable, charged. Ridge. You've always had this light. I just think the world's finally seeing it. Taylor. And what do you see, Ridge? He hesitates, eyes soft. Ridge. The woman I fell in love with, just stronger now. Taylor blinks, her voice barely above a whisper. Taylor. Don't say things like that unless you mean them. Ridge. Maybe I shouldn't have stopped. Hope reviews new fabric samples when Brooke joins her, visibly distracted. Hope. Mom? You look unsettled. Brooke. I just had the most surprising conversation with Carter. He's so grounded. Kind. I don't know, it reminded me what real integrity looks like. Hope. That's a good thing. Brooke. It is. But it made me wonder if I've been chasing the wrong kind of strength all these years. Hope smiles knowingly. Hope. You mean Ridge's kind. Brooke exhales, nodding reluctantly. Brooke. Maybe stability is sexier than I realized. Hope laughs softly. Hope. Be careful, Mom. Forrester men might get jealous. Brooke grins but her eyes linger, deep in thought. The cafe empties out, only Taylor and Ridge remain. A lone guitar plays softly from the speakers. Taylor. You always did show up when I least expected it. Ridge. And leave before you wanted me to. Taylor. That's one way to put it. He reaches across the table, fingers brushing hers. Ridge. I'm not leaving this time. Not when you finally seem happy. Taylor. Ridge, don't make promises on a wave. They always wash away. He smiles faintly. Ridge. Then maybe it's time we build something on solid ground. Silence. Their hands linger together before she slowly withdraws. Taylor. I need to know that if you come back, it's not because you lost Brooke again, it's because you found me. Ridge. Maybe both can be true. Camera holds on Taylor's eyes, half hope, half warning. Carter works late. Brooke enters again, holding 2 cups of coffee. Brooke. Still here? You're going to make the rest of us look bad. Carter. Someone's got to make sure the company doesn't implode after hours. Brooke. Then let me keep you company. They sit across from each other, quiet comfort settling in. Brooke. You remind me that peace doesn't have to be boring. Carter. And you remind me that passion doesn't have to be chaos. For a moment, their eyes lock, a spark neither expected.